Hello everyone. Today we're going to cover some literature notes on theme. Let's go ahead and get started. The first question I want to address is, what is the purpose of literature? So oftentimes students or people in general will ask, what's the point of English? What's the point of literature? Who cares about books? They're old and boring and they need to go away. But Um, so today we're going to cover this a little bit, and the idea is that literature is there to communicate ideas to a reader or an audience. Writers are trying to convey their ideas to you through their writing. So every time you read a book, it's covering a author's ideas, and so they're communicating their messages to you through their books. And how does this communication take place? Right? How does literature communicate ideas? That's weird. How does a book speak to me? So the answer is through conventions such as literary devices and elements of fiction such as theme. You've heard this before, I'm sure, right? There are a lot of literary devices, simile, metaphor, and many more. And all of those things are there. Plot, elements of fiction, plot, setting, theme, point of view, all of these things exist so that the readers can understand better what the message is. We put all those pieces together, we look at all those parts, and we put them together to formulate an idea about the work, a big idea about it. So let's keep going. The next question then is, what is a theme? Right, that's what we're here for. So theme is really the underlying message of the piece you are reading. It's the point the writer is trying to get across to you, the reader. It's the purpose of the writing. So like I was saying, right, we look at all the different parts of a book or a piece of writing, and then we put it all together so that then we can understand a theme, or what was the message of that poem, right? What was the point of that book? You can think about it as a lesson or just a takeaway point. That is a theme. And there are two types of themes. As you can see here, we have direct themes and we have indirect themes. And so first, direct themes are stated or said very directly somewhere in your text. It's like a thesis statement of sorts almost. It's a character maybe says it, or it's just a sentence within your poem, but it's a statement that you can really pull out, and it very nicely sums up what the piece was about. You could call this a golden line or something. But really it's just a statement that, just very nicely says what the book represents or is really about. And so it's direct, and there's very little guesswork with that. And next we have indirect themes. So these are more what we find when we read books and poetry and such. We typically don't have a nice statement that we can point to, right, as we think back. So indirect themes are implied, and they're implied. They're not said straightforward. They're just implied. And as a reader, you're going to have to look at little pieces and clues within the text to come up and infer what the indirect theme was. And so, like it says here, as a reader, you must look at various elements in the text to infer, a work's theme. So this, indirect themes take a little bit more work and a little bit more guesswork, so to speak, but it's educated guesses. So, okay, let's move on. What is the purpose of a theme? So, like I was saying, a theme is something that puts everything together and into perspective, really. Theme is the ribbon that floats across the entire piece of writing and that connects various elements of it. It's meant to be a basic truth of life or a universal lesson. It's a teaching or statement about the human condition. So people should be able to relate to the theme or, that message. Typically you can. These are called universal themes. But it flows through the whole piece of work too. And so it's very important that we understand theme, because without understanding the theme of a work, we can't really talk about it very deeply. You need to talk about what was that idea that put everything together for us. It's a big part of being able to have discussions. So last points here, I want to make sure that we understand that there are differences between theme and topic and between theme and plot. A lot of students will confuse these two. So to begin with, theme and topic. Topic is generally, not generally, it is what the book is about. So it's generally one word. It could be war, for example. So, you know, the book is about war. Great, that's the topic. Theme would be, okay, what about war? Theme is a statement about a topic. It can be an opinion or a belief, but it's saying something about the topic. So, okay, war. War is dangerous and evil and should be avoided at all costs. That's a theme statement. So that would be better. Next, the difference between theme and plot. Plot is the events that take place in a story that move the story along, while theme is what do those events tell us? What can we pull from those events, right? The lesson learned from what happened is the theme. So again, plot is the events that take place, whereas theme is the lesson we learn from the events that take place. It's a step above. So that's about it. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please, let me know and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.